Welcome to Riverstone Reviews. During this time of streaming services, streaming movies, and streaming streams, you may have found yourself digging deep to locate a worthy watch in the horde of zombie movies available. Well, look no further. I have the zombie film for you. Train to Busan, a Korean film directed and written by Sang Ho-young and Jung Sung-bak. Apologize for the pronunciations. Now, this is a film that you will need to use subtitles for, so turn on the closed captioning. But the simplicity of the story and straightforward emotional moments make the reading of little inconvenience. And most of the film being an action suspense, you can just watch to understand. Now, usually I do a recap of the film's story, but there really isn't much story here. The storyline is a divorced investor working for a firm has custody of his daughter, but he works all the time. Lonely, his daughter begs to visit her mother who lives in Busan. He tries at first to keep her happy himself, but he realizes that because he's working all the time, he's really out of touch with his daughter and she really needs her mother and her company. So he gives in to her request and takes her to her mother in Busan via the train. However, experiments at the research lab that his firm has invested in goes awry, and some kind of virus escapes affecting all living life. The love and friction between the father and daughter is believable, and the young girl serves as well as a reminder of what an innocent view is, helping others instead of protecting ourselves, and serves as a bridge that gaps the emotion that exists between the father and strangers in a highly volatile situation. Now, the story is thin, but let's face it, zombie movies are a unique class of movie where no matter how interesting or intricate the storyline, it will always be second to the reality that zombies are infesting the world, and there is nothing any one person can do about it beyond surviving. Like all zombie movies, there is a goal to reach a sort of safe zone, but the journey in this movie didn't start out with that goal. It started for the father to take his daughter to see her mother in Busan, and they just hoped along the way that Busan was far enough from everything going on that it would be safe. But regardless of the story, as long as a zombie film is intense, suspenseful, and exciting, with a real sense of survival, it will succeed as a zombie film. We first become aware of what is happening in this movie when a truck hits and kills a deer, and then, after the truck leaves, the deer gets up. This one moment tells us everything we need to understand about what is happening. The representations of zombies in this film is excellent. They're like contortionists. They run at full speed, ram into windows with their heads, do flips and stumbles, and end up in blobs for intense and humorous moments. It takes place on a train, which is a great location. First, it's controllable, like a video game on rails, except this is literally a movie on rails. So it limits an audience's ability to question the choices made. You have only two choices: stay the car you're in or go to the next car. Anyone who says that going outside on top of the train is a choice hasn't rode many trains. And this train ride has plenty of tunnels for effect because the light and dark has an effect on the zombies, but also if you're on top of the train, you'd be dead anywhere along this way. But what is unique about this film is this location has no weapons. Where most zombie films have an abundance of guns and melee weapons or exotic self-made weapons, on a train in modern times, there is very little that people can bring onto the trains or that a train has that can be used as a weapon, which is rare in a zombie film. So the survivors of this film have to make it through pretty much without weapons. So it is a true run and survive movie, not fight to survive. Though there is one truly evil character, the film generally presents everyday people and taps into the good and bad nature of humanity. And yet either side a person takes, it's understandable from a perspective. For example, the lead at one point closes the door on a passenger because zombies are close behind him and he wants to protect himself. And yet later works with that same passenger to save his daughter and the passenger's wife. It's this imperfection and uncertainty in the characters that makes them so relatable. And most characters have to face the same questions. Are they willing to risk their own life to protect someone else? And can those who survive find the will to carry on after losing the ones they love? Successfully, the film handles those moments and does it rather quickly, so it doesn't get caught or bogged down in any of those moments where the drama is so dragged out and so long that even the zombies get bored waiting for the drama to end. And the whole film takes place in a single day. So there's no greater plan of sanctuary or saving humanity or making a difference. It's just survive long enough to make it to Busan. Now, there isn't anything groundbreaking in this film, other than I can't remember a zombie film where the survivors don't have any weapons. Any zombie aficionado can see where the film used things from previous films done. Research facility creating zombie virus, Resident Evil. Fast-moving zombies, 28 Days Later. Ordinary strangers trapped in a confined space, Night of the Living Dead. Or trying to reach a safe zone, almost every zombie film ever made. There is nothing in this film that hasn't been seen or done before, but that is part of its strength. It doesn't try to break new ground. It takes classic tropes and expected situations and does an excellent job of executing them. Just enough cliche to be familiar without rolling your eyes. Expected situations do occur, but the characters' actions and responses make sense, so it's appreciated, not disruptive. The film is a perfect example of a quality film made for entertainment. A film doesn't have to be a blockbuster or groundbreaking to be enjoyed. Give an audience a well-made and edited film with good dialogue and believable moments, and no drawn-out dramatic actor moments that are out of place, no super cool camera shots or editing sequences for the director to prove how creative they are, and you'll end up with an entertaining film that is fun to watch and worth seeing. That is Train to Busan. An intense, entertaining film. A film that has a point but doesn't try to make one. Where heroes are defined by their actions, not whether they survive. Where the story adds a little depth to a familiar world we have all seen before. The movie is not about how to survive, but who will survive. And was the destination worth the journey? Now it's time to give this movie a grade. I give it a B. The movie gives everything you expect in a zombie film without trying to be more than it is or something it is not. The characters are likable and relatable, and the film handles these characters overcoming adverse situations in a satisfactory way. Now, this is not an iconic zombie film, but it will satisfy the appetite of a zombie film fan whose hunger for more zombie shows is as insatiable as a horde's hunger. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Click like or subscribe, and as always, in the river of life, don't let yourself get pushed around with the currents. Be yourself. Be a stone in the river.